Aloy Ejimako, special counsel to leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has said his client did not evade bail in 2017. The legal practitioner affirmed that Kanu had to flee Nigeria to seek refuge outside the country when soldiers invaded his residence at Isiama, Afaruku, Ibeku, Abia State on September 10, 2017. He further said that the judgment of Abia High Court by Justice Benson Anya on January 19, 2022 has exonerated the separatist leader. Ejimako disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. He said, "This press release is necessitated by the flurry of public commentaries on the 19th January 2022 judgment of the High Court of Abia State in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Most of the commentaries have bordered on examining the latent impact of judgments may have beyond the monetary award and the apology. Of particular note is whether the judgment should directly or indirectly impact the persisting notion that Kanu had jumped bail in 2017, which was what grounded the bench warrants that was used to justify his rendition. In summary, the answer is in the affirmative that this landmark judgment has created new legal opportunities for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially as regards impeaching the bench warrant that grandfathered his extraordinary rendition. You will recall that from late 2017, I had maintained a well-publicized stance that Nnamdi Kanu never jumps bail and that he will, in due course of time, prove that it was the Nigerian government that compelled him to flee and seek refuge outside Nigeria. This was the material issue before the court and it prevailed. In particular, the court held that it is the view of this court that the army set out as pythons to terminate the life of Nnamdi Kanu. The military invasion of his home at Afaruku Ibeku is so notorious that this court cannot turn a blind eye to it. It deserves an apology and compensation. Additionally, the court held that Kanu has by credible evidence proved to the Honorable Court that his fundamental rights to dignity of human person and personal liberty were wantonly or brazenly violated, and his fundamental right to life threatened by federal government of Nigeria. In other words, the court impliedly held that Kanu never made a voluntary decision to flee Nigeria or be absent from his trial. To this extent, this judgment has finally obliterated the vested and false notion that Kanu had jumped bail back in 2017. Accordingly, the bench warrant upon which his rendition from Kenya was grounded has now become impeachable and liable to be vacated, thus paving the way for his previous bail to be reinstated. In June 2021, the IPOB leader was arrested in Kenya and extradited to Nigeria to face treason charges. He was subsequently arraigned and brought before Binta Yanko, a judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, who asked him to be remanded at the DSS custody. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the court in response to his agitation for the Republic of Biafra. He was granted bail in April 2017 on health grounds that skipped bail after disregarding some of the conditions given to him by the court. He was subsequently arraigned and brought before Binta Yanko, a judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, who asked him to be remanded at the DSS custody. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the court he was subsequently arraigned and brought before Binta Yanko, judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, who asked him to be remanded at the DSS custody. Kanu is facing bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him in court in response to the agitation of Biafra. He was granted bail in 2017 April on health grounds but skipped bail after disregarding some of the conditions given to him by the court to his agitation for the Republic of Biafra. Can you see that people can be so wicked? You know, before now, these guys have been talking about, they've been hammering on this issue, that this man, that the Nigerian soldiers invaded his house. Do you know that they never talked about it? Nobody's always said anything about it. He ran away, he's a fugitive. But nobody ever talks what happened. Even the Nigerian government never even talked about, whether to debunk, or even Nigerian army to debunk whether they were in his house that very day. A lot of people died. They are not even including all of those things in this whole thing, because they are not even mentioning the incident that took place. And because of wickedness of the government and their supporters, they always, carefully trying to not to talk about how the soldiers invaded his house. Or they will tell you, he jumped bay, he left, he ran, they have to hold a Barry Bay, this and this and that, how to say cho. Now, after these judgments, now the Nigeria, whether it is Nigeria army, came out and said, because the case is against the federal government, but it is his army that now responded. Of course, they were the one that went there. They say they are still studying the case. Do you know, up to now, they've not even told us the outcome of their studying of the case. People always like to say, this guy's own is too much. How can you say his own is too much? When he was talking about complaining and crying, shouting, yes, men, this, Fulani, this and that. And the one that pains me is that instead of them to say, Nnamdi Kanu says so, do you know that this Nnamdi Kanu always called the Nigerian government, Nigeria as a zoo? Because no human being, even some people will tell you that even in animal kingdom, they are orderly. They are orderly. Nigeria is even worse. That's even when some people who are very reasonable, they will say even Nigeria is an understatement when you say it's a zoo. But you know what? When some things happen, you begin to hear people say, no wonder. They themselves, they'll still come back and they say, how can you be calling and saying that your country is a zoo? This is and this and that. How can you be calling your country? But majority of them that usually say that, if you listen to them, they will not say, no wonder. When some things happen that is even beyond them, they themselves, they will be wondering. They will not say no wonder. They call Nigeria a zoo. They themselves, they know for the fact, or they know for a fact that yes, the way some people behave, especially those who are the aim of affairs, the way they behave, you have no choice than to refer the country like that. And you hear people supporting and defending nonsense. None of them now is talking about Nnamdi Kanu jumped bay. He jumped bay. Nobody talks about how a lot of people were killed. Now, God, that man is just he's a destiny man. He's a destiny child. Let me just use that word. If not, for where himself and Igbo, do you know the operation that took place that in 2017 in his house, and the operation that took place at Igbo's house? Do you know what it means for these guys to have escaped? They would have just finished them. What are you saying? They would have just finished them or arrested him, and he would have been in the same place where Nnamdi Kanu is. But as God will have it, these guys are still alive. And to crown it all, they are now afraid. The federal government is afraid now that, you know what, the manner at which, because it's the same thing, this issue of a rendition or no rendition, it is a clear case, and the lawyer, kudos to them, and I pray God will continue to grant them wisdom and the encouragement to continue with this whole thing. They will be strengthened. They have been hammering on this thing that this man was kidnapped, and at the end of the day, it will still come to pass, and they know it, and they are afraid. They are looking for ways, because there are a lot of things going underground. They want to twist the whole thing. The same way these lawyers have been crying, they've been shouting that this man was a Python dance, went to his house, so they did this and that, so not that he wanted to jump bail or this and that, not that they wanted to take his life. But at the end of the day, he came out victorious. The same thing will still happen, and they know it. And that's why they keep on adjourning it. So that is just the way it is. Those who are always shouting, he jumps bay. And the question I'm even asking again, he jumped bay now, is now in Nigeria. Judge his case, you cannot. Judge his case, throw him inside jail, imprison him. You cannot still do that. What are we talking about? And some people come and tell us, if you are a deep thinker and you have your senses intact, you will know that the government is playing to the gallery. They have nothing against him, and they always say that they don't have anything against him. You think that these people are just talking rubbish. That how can you say the government does not have a case against him? Then what are they waiting for? So guys, leave your comment down there below and let's have your take.